Hey guys, it's Taylor again. I am doing a second video today because one of my favorite YouTubers, Janine, or Pinkfish Lily, posted a tag, 25 things you may not know about me. And I realized I haven't been doing this very long, so I figured this would be a great way for you guys to get to know more about me. But actually, it was pretty hard to come up with 25 things, which sounds weird, but you know, I guess I'm not that interesting, but nonetheless, I came up with 25 things and figured I would share with you guys. Number one, though I currently live in New Jersey, I've lived in New Jersey for basically my whole life. I was actually born in Germany. Both of my parents were in the Air Force and stationed in Wiesbaden, and I was born there and lived there on and off till I was about 3. And then came to the States when I was 3 and lived here. Which brings me to number 2. From the age of 3 on through the remainder of my life, I was raised by my grandparents, which was amazing. They were the best parents anyone could have, and they gave me a wonderful life. So I love them. Number 3, I love Halloween. I am obsessed with Halloween. My house is decked out to the max. I just love everything about it. I love going on haunted hayrides. I love going to the pumpkin farm. I love going to haunted mansions, and I'm going to see a scary movie Thursday night, and I love everything about it. So that brings me to number 4. I love horror movies. I love horror movies all year, not just during Halloween. However, if a horror movie is scary enough, I will cry. Not a lot of people know that about me, but I am a huge chicken. And though I love to be scared, and I love everything about horror movies, and I think they're great, and I love the adrenaline rush that you get after you're scared, I will cry. It is my initial reaction to being scared, crying. So don't come see a horror movie with me because it's awful. I whimper the whole time. Number 5, I know I've mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I have 8 tattoos. I have a Trinity knot on my right ankle. I have the Japanese symbol for music on my right inner ankle. I have what used to be a butterfly on my hip. P.S. If you're going to get a tattoo, do not put it on your hip unless you have already had children and or lost weight. Yeah, I got it when I was skinny. I had 2 kids. I got fat. It's not cute. I'm hoping if I get a tummy tuck at some point, they can actually remove the butterfly with the tummy tuck, and it'll be like a 2-for-1 deal. I have a Shamrock tramp stamp. Yes, I call it a tramp stamp because that's just the name for it, but it was the very first tattoo I got, and I adore it. I have a moon and some stars a little further up on my back. I have a phoenix across my shoulders. Eventually I'll take pictures of these. It's really hard to get a picture of the ones on my back. But I have a phoenix across my shoulders. And then I have my 2 kids' names on my wrist, which is a hard angle to see them. I am working on numbers 9, 10, and 11. And actually 12 too. Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. But I have found these songbirds that I really loved. I want to get one each on each shoulder. I have a quote that I want to put across the top of my shoulder blades. And me and my best friend are going to get matching tattoos. Mine will say to infinity, and hers will say beyond and beyond. You know, from Toy Story, it's corny. It's an inside joke with the 2 of us, and we saw it, and we just fell in love with it. So, yes, I am inked, and I love it. Number 6, I have texture issues. I have texture issues with food. There are certain foods that I will never eat. Jell-O is one of them. Yogurt is another. Anything or cottage cheese, I won't even taste it because it just looks disgusting. Anything that's like a creamy sort of texture does not work for me. I cannot wear corduroy ever, nor do I think anyone should wear corduroy, but I will never wear it because the feel of it gives me goosebumps. If you feel velvet in the wrong direction, no, can't do it. It skeeves me. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I hate it. So yes, I have texture issues. 7, I am addicted. Addicted's not even the word. I am obsessed with contemporary romance novels. It is corny. It is hokey. I'm not talking the ones with like Fabio on the cover. I'm talking like 50 Shades of Grey. I've read. It's not the best out there, ladies. There's better. I'm obsessed with them. It's all I read. I read a lot, and I read other books as well. You know, I've read the Harry Potter series 3 times. I've read the Twilight series 4 times. I am an avid reader, but I love contemporary romance novels. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy world. I don't care. They're my guilty pleasure. I love them. Number 8, my biggest passion in life is music. I have mentioned that before, but it really is. I have music playing all day, every day, at my desk, in my car, at home. I go to sleep with my iPod on. I am singing. My life is like a musical. I break out in song throughout the day. I go to concerts whenever I can. Even if I don't like a group or even know a group, I'll go see them live because there's just something magical about live music. So music is just such a joy for me, and it's such a part of who I am. Number 9, my favorite song of all time is He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. If you've never heard it, listen to it. It's country music, which I'm a huge fan of country music. Even growing up in Jersey, I'm a huge fan of country music. It's probably my biggest musical love. But though I love all genres, I love country music. But if you've never heard this song, even if you don't like country music, please just YouTube it, listen to it. It's really beautiful, and it just gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it, no matter how many times I've listened to it. So I highly recommend looking up He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. Number 10, I have this tick that when I write things down, my handwriting has to be perfect. If it's not, I will crumple up the list and throw it away. This list of my things that I wrote out, I had to do 3 times. Because if my handwriting got sloppy, I have to crumple it up and throw it out and start again. If I'm writing notes to myself, they have to be neat. If I'm writing notes to other people, they have to be neat. It's just, it's an anxiety that I have. I have to have neat handwriting. And it's so stupid. And I waste so much paper, but it's something you didn't know about me. Number 11, this kind of goes back to the music thing, and I mentioned I love country music, but Rascal Flatts, they're a country band. They're pretty popular. What Hurts the Most, and a lot of you have heard that on the radio, but it goes beyond that. They've had a huge career. I have seen them live 12 times. 12. Every time that they are in the tri-state area, I go to see them. So my first concert was 7 years ago, so I've seen them 12 times in 7 years. I love them. They put on a great show. If they're ever coming to your area, go see them. Number 12, I have misophonia. I just discovered that what I have has a name. I used to call it I'm noise sensitive. I don't like little annoying, you can't see my hand, I'm doing this. I don't like little annoying sounds. Crinkling of paper, people rifling through their purses, people chewing or swallowing. While for most people that would be annoying, for me, it is excruciating. If I'm in a movie, and I go to the movies quite a lot, if I'm in a movie theater and someone is 10 rows behind me digging through a bag of candy, I am filled with such rage that I could literally get up and hit them. I'm not lying. I will leave a movie theater and realize I don't even know what happens in the movie because all I could focus on was the guy 10 rows behind me chomping on his popcorn. It's absurd. But I then found out that Kelly Ripa also has this issue, and it has a name. So apparently I'm not alone. But it's beyond being annoyed. It's hard to explain unless you know what it feels like, but it's beyond being annoyed. Maybe this makes me a bad mother, but I don't allow my kids to have toys that make weird little noises because they literally drive me to the point of insanity. I have no patience for them. I can't even listen to them. So there you go. Number 13, I am 6 feet tall. I like to say 5'11 and a half, 5'11 and 3/4, but the truth is I'm 6 feet tall. I know a lot of women that are jealous of the fact that I'm 6 feet tall. I hate it. The only reason that it's a good thing is because while I'm 244 pounds, I don't quite look 244 pounds because my weight has a bigger area to cover. But other than that, it sucks. I can't go to a regular store and buy pants. Not going to happen. I have to buy my pants in like Eddie Bauer, Lane Bryant, expensive stores that carry tall. And some cheap stores carry tall, but they're not quite tall enough. So I have to spend money on pants, and it sucks. I would love to walk into freaking Walmart and buy a pair of jeans like normal people, but I can't. I get stopped in the grocery store constantly to reach things for people. That annoys me. I like to be nice and I like to be polite, but I'm from Jersey. Don't fucking bother me while I'm grocery shopping. Like, I'm there to grocery shop. I'm not here to work for you. So it doesn't have all the great things that everyone thinks it does. It's a pain in the ass. And it's really hard, by the way, to date a man who's 6 feet or taller. I have gone out. I dated someone for 2 years that was 5'7". So while that's not a big deal, it's nice to date someone who's taller. The person I'm seeing right now is 6'4", which is great, but that's hard to come by. So please don't be jealous of someone being tall, because you short people have it a lot easier in life in general than I do. 14. I have a huge family. I have 7 aunts and uncles. I have 14 cousins, and I have 6 second cousins. So holidays for our family are chaos. It's a lot of yelling. It's very loud. There's always someone not talking to someone. Someone usually ends up in tears, and no one lives in an astronomically large house, so we're always just on top of each other, crammed, eating, like, mixed. So, yeah, I come from a huge, huge, huge family. Number 15, I am a shopaholic. More like I am a compulsive shopper. And that kind of makes me a little nervous, because I've heard when people go through weight loss surgery, they transfer their addictions to other things. So I don't know how that's going to work when I already have 2 addictions, food and shopping. I don't know how that's going to go, if my shopping is going to get worse, because it's bad. And that leads me to number 16. I'm addicted to QVC. My whole family is addicted to QVC. I grew up watching QVC. We all get together and talk about today's special value. We go to each other's homes and pick out the things we saw. It's bad. I will turn QVC on and hours will go by and I'll realize I've been watching for hours. My homepage is the QVC homepage. I have the app on my phone. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad. But I am a shopaholic. Number 17. I will not get into the details to respect the person's privacy, but I briefly dated a very well-known comedian. I will leave it at that. Number 18. I have not been on vacation since 2006, my honeymoon. And I'm now divorced, and I have not been, and that was a cruise. It was wonderful. It was a beautiful vacation, but that was the last time I've been on vacation. So if anyone out there wants to take me on vacation, please let me know. Number 19, speaking of vacations, growing up, again, I was raised by my grandparents from the age of 3 on. We spent a month every single summer in Ireland. I have a lot of family there. My grandparents, fresh off the boat, Irish culture in general is a big part of my life. So I grew up spending my summers in Ireland with my family, and I miss it. And it's a second home to me. And if shit goes down in this country again, I'm out. Number 20, along with the Irish theme. When I was 16, I was an Irish dancer for my whole life. When I was 16, me and my dancing school danced at Radio City Music Hall in New York with Michael Flatley, who's the guy from Riverdance and Lord of the Dance. So I think that's kind of cool. He's a bit of a jackass, but it was a really cool experience. 21, I have a half-brother who I have never met. I have a stepbrother who lives in Germany with my dad. My dad's continued to live in Germany my entire life. So I have a stepbrother who lives in Germany with my dad and his wife. And I have an adopted 10-year-old stepsister who lives with my mom and her husband. Pretty interesting. My favorite city number 22. My favorite city in the whole world is Washington, D.C. I'm a bit of a history nerd, which brings me to number 23, that I grew up wanting to be an archaeologist. That did not happen. But Washington, D.C. is my absolute favorite city. If you haven't been, please make it a point to go. It's just, there's so much to do, and there's so much history, and it's so interesting, and it's just a really cool place. Big on my list. 24. This is my neurosis that kicks in, that to this day, at the age of 30, at other people's homes and my own, whenever I go into a bathroom, I check behind the shower curtain, even in my own house. Even if I've been in the bathroom 2 minutes prior, I cannot go into a bathroom with a closed shower curtain and not look in. So if I come over, you better make sure your bathroom's clean, because I'm looking in your shower. It's such an anxiety for me. I have to look in the shower, behind the shower curtain. You would think I would leave my shower curtain open? No. And last but not least, number 25. This also goes with my neurosis, and I know a lot of people do this, so it's not too quirky. I cannot sleep with an arm, a leg, a finger, a toe, anything hanging off the edge of the bed, because someone will grab it. I'm convinced someone will grab an extremity if it is even an inch off the bed. I can't do it. I wrap my blanket up like under my feet when I go to bed. I wrap my blanket in around me. So there's my 25 things. I'm a little quirky. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved listening to yours, Janine. So that's it. Bye, guys.